I took the job application. Maya spent 4 months building her portfolio, her references, her exact cover letter concept, swapped my name on it, and got the position she'd been chasing for 2 years. And I told her I hadn't even applied. Okay, so I know how that sounds, I do. But there is so much you're not seeing yet, and I just give me a second to.
Oh, she wants a second. That's cute. You had 4 months, Jess. You had 4 months of watching me work on that application and you couldn't find 1 second in there.
I didn't take your cover letter, first of all. We had one conversation about the angle, the community impact angle, and I used that concept. That's not plagiarism, that's two people having similar ideas because we literally think alike, Maya. We've been friends for 6 years.
Word for word, you want me to pull it up because I saved mine. A space where community isn't a buzzword but the actual product. That's MY sentence, Jess. I said that to you on the phone at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday and you wrote it down.
Okay, fine, maybe the phrasing was similar, but the job posting was public. Anyone could apply. I wasn't going to not apply for a position because my friend wanted it too. That's not how careers work. We're adults.
Tell them about what you said when I asked you directly.
I panicked. You called me the night before the deadline asking if I'd thought about applying, and I said no, because I didn't want it to be weird between us before I even knew if I'd get it. That's not a lie, that's protecting the friendship.
Protecting the friendship, okay. And then when they called you for the first interview, what did you say? When I texted you that same week to ask if I'd heard back yet, what did you say to me?
I said I hadn't heard anything either.
While you were literally on your way to the interview.
I was in the parking garage, okay? The timing was insane. And I told myself I would tell you everything the second I knew something concrete. I wasn't going to stress you out over a maybe.
There were 3 interviews, Jess, 3, and a portfolio review. That's 6 weeks. 6 weeks of me texting you about rejection anxiety, about whether I should follow up, about how this job would change my life, and you were in the process the whole time, giving me advice about a job you were actively competing with me for.
And that was wrong. I know that part was wrong. I'm not going to pretend that wasn't wrong. But you want to know something? When you talked about this job, you always talked about the title, the salary, the clout of the company name. I talked about the actual work in my interviews. And maybe that's why.
Do not finish that sentence.
I'm just saying that me getting it isn't proof that I stole anything from you. It might just mean I was the stronger candidate.
Using my references, you listed Dara. Dara, who I introduced you to at my internship 2 years ago, who I specifically told you I was using as my reference for this role. And she called me after and said she'd given a glowing recommendation because she thought she was helping me. She didn't know you'd put her on yours too.
Dara knows both of us. I've worked with her. She's a mutual contact. That's allowed.
She cried, Jess, when I found out you got it and she realized what had happened. She actually apologized to me. My reference apologized to me because of what you did.
I didn't know that happened. I didn't know she did that.
There's a lot you didn't know or didn't want to know. Which one is it?
Both, probably both. And I hate that, I do. But can I say one more thing? And you can be mad about this, you're allowed to be mad, but this job is the first time in 3 years that I didn't feel like I was living in your shadow. You get everything first, Maya. Every opportunity, every room, everyone's attention. And I saw this one thing and I wanted to try, for once, without asking your permission.
You didn't have to ask my permission. You had to tell me the truth, that's all. And you know what the really messed up part is? If you told me you were applying, I would have been nervous, yeah, but I would have rooted for you, because that's what I thought we were. Apparently, I was the only one.
I don't believe that. I think if I told you, you would have pulled every connection you had and made sure I didn't stand a chance. And I think on some level you know that about yourself, which is why you're not saying that's not true.
I hate you a little right now.
Yeah, I know, I hate me a little too. Doesn't mean I'm giving the job back. So now you have both sides, and I genuinely don't know which one of us is worse. What would you have done? Tell me in the comments. And if you've got a friend this story sounds a little too familiar with, send it. New confession dropping soon, don't miss it.